My name's Sabrina Ramanov. Super excited to talk today with Allan Sutton. He's an entrepreneur in the music space, and we're going to talk about AI in the music industry. Allan, could you let the audience know a little bit about yourself?
I live in Montreal. You will hear my French accent. I'm a musician. I'm a pianist. I'm a teacher. I love to pass on knowledge, and I love to build something that will survive me. So in the past life, I had a small music school, and to this day, it still works with pretty much the same form. That's what I set up to do with Piano-Technique Montréal, our piano tuning business in Montreal. I say "our" because I have a younger associate. What I set up 2007 was to try to document everything we're doing so that what we're building can be used by the next generation. With the advent of AI, see whole new possibility for that. I have everything documented in the drive folders. There's a lot of work to do here in Montreal, tuning pianos and meeting clients, and so I cannot devote as much time as I would, but it sure is an exciting time for me and for all of us. I think there's much excitement, and the transformative opportunities of AI is very, very interesting. And so it's been a long time since I've liked to live. I want to live long to see what's next and what's next. I never knew it could be so exciting when the ChatGPT arrived in November 22.
Yeah, and I'd love to dive into that. I remember I first got your email and I thought piano tuning and AI, like what is the intersection there? I'm super curious. So could you explain to the audience maybe what piano tuning is for those who aren't familiar with music? And then how are you incorporating use of AI as a piano tuning business? And also, is it involved in the act of piano tuning itself?
We don't fear too much to be replaced as piano tuners in that mechanical sense, but always piano technology, new advancements in technology have cohabited with the tuning process. For example, tuners would tune by ear, and then some machines appeared that could give us a readout on a strobe. Now we have wonderful apps. So there was always this, not battle between the two, but things can get pretty heated when a proponent of the tuning by ear versus a proponent of tuning with machine. So we're used to this technology into this old technology, which is piano. But some makers have introduced new materials. So as such, AI is not involved in the act of tuning pianos. But as the manager of my company in the administrative realm, there's a lot to be held about. That's what I like to show my colleagues who haven't seen a piano tuner so involved with AI as I am. So I gave a presentation in Montreal. I'll be giving a presentation this summer in July at the National Piano Technicians Guild Convention to try to give people a sense of what can be done for administrative communication. Since I'm French speaking, if I have to write to an English client, there's much help that can be had in translation things. ChatGPT does a wonderful job at that for my need. So there are many aspects of managing a small company that can be helped.
So let's dive in there. So you mentioned ChatGPT for translation. That's an amazing use case as well. What other aspects, administrative aspects or sales, marketing, communications related to your business are you using ChatGPT for? And specifically, how are you using it? And what's your guidance to other entrepreneurs, small business owners out there who might be looking to adopt a similar approach?
Well, my advice would be try it. Try it. You don't know what it can do for you. Even so much I don't know it can do for me, but try it. So I got interested on a private level in November 22. But then we had a client, an insurance company, they wouldn't pay their invoices. And they were totally ignoring our phone calls or our emails. So I asked ChatGPT, what should I do? But ChatGPT told me first thing to do is to send a formal notice. Formal notice? Help me write a formal notice. Well, in a few minutes or maybe 10 minutes working back and forth, I had something that looked so professional. It could have been written by a lawyer. I got that. I filled in the details. I worked with ChatGPT. I sent this email. Right away, we received an answer. The check has been issued. It'll be next day. I had the check in the mail, and this issue was solved.
Wow, so that's a huge use case for small business owners. So it's pretty amazing that ChatGPT helped streamline that whole process. And normally hiring a lawyer, would take several $100s per hour, at least here in the US. That's normal rate. And it's pretty amazing you were able to do that completely yourself from start to finish.
There are so many things that I love about it. Answering clients, it's easy to just have ChatGPT check when we have English-speaking clients. When we want to make an estimate, sometimes I can just chat with ChatGPT. I want to make an estimate. This piano is this one, the serial number. Oh, I'll tell you later. People are amazed that we can just go so freely and without structuring things. We don't need to make a perfect. And of course, the advanced vocal mode is amazing. So for writing content, I always wrote blog articles. That what started my company, but it's hard to write. And I had my sister look over my writing. It took a full day to write and now, so it's much easier to write. Of course, keep looking at what ChatGPT.
And it's really interesting. You mentioned the quote estimate use case. One of my popular YouTube tutorials is building an AI automated chatbot for quote requests for small businesses. And basically, you train an OpenAI assistant with historical data of all the quotes you've given past customers. Like, here are the parameters XYZ, and then OpenAI or ChatGPT, the fine-tuned version of the assistant, learns from all that historical data and then can draft an estimate, and then somebody on your team, for example, can look over it before sending it out. So that's totally possible today, and I imagine that frees up a lot of time for small business owners.
That's something I haven't dwelled into yet. I see the whole content you're doing, amazing job. So there's so much to learn. This agent thing for our customers, but maybe for our own employees, if we can get them. We fit electric pianos also. So for electronic instruments, there's a whole bunch of service manuals. So if we could write, okay, I'm here in front of this kind of Clavinova piano serial number model. The pedal is not working, and then the agent can go look through our documents, right?
Yeah, you can definitely build what they call a RAG system, retrieval augmented generation, if you're familiar with it, where you upload a lot of documents. It could be structured, it could be unstructured, PDFs, manuals, that kind of thing. And then basically what happens is, before sending your query to ChatGPT, you first get that additional context, and then that additional context is fed into your ChatGPT prompt.
I'm an impatient type of guy, so I'd like to give access to my whole drives, okay, and then start from that. I don't think it's right to there. There are confidentiality issues also with that. I'd give my whole drive access. And our office assistant, she'd be due to take her retirement also. And there's so much she knows about our processes, how to answer clients. We're training a younger person. She wants to tune pianos, but she loves to talk to clients and very intelligent. I'd love for the knowledge to be easily transferable. I see causes a little bit of fear from this person who fears to lose her job to AI. And for myself, the goal of my life is to not be necessary in my company. I want not to be necessary. I think it's a way that it can live on. Start with what I know and then improve on that.
I mean, I don't think we're there. I do think there is a lot of hype around AI agents, completely automating specific tasks like sales development, marketing research, and things like that. But it still takes quite a significant effort to train it to the point where it's working decently. And then you still want a lot of human oversight, especially as information changes, tools changes, quality changes over time. And then you want someone to think through what those evaluation metrics are for your AI agents. Like, what does good look like today? Which, by the way, might change. So there's still a lot of human oversight involved in architecting of those types of systems. But this is a really important point, tribal knowledge. That's a big problem. Small companies, big companies, your top talent leaves, and they're taking with them just this wealth of knowledge that is not documented anywhere.
No.
It's in their brain. And normally the workflow is, oh, you have this question? Go ask that guy. Right. Yeah. That's pretty normal in companies. Yeah.
It's still there. Right? It's still a challenge. It's still to be done or fixed. Right. So I have to be patient. Doing a program, that's something I'll never learn how to code. Since ChatGPT, I've done scripts on my Google Sheet, which may not seem like a big deal for me. Small scripts I do with the help of ChatGPT and Claude. I use both. Now I discovered Lovable.
Yeah.
I talk about lovable, saying that I want to be patient, because what I tried to do 2 months ago with Bolt for my one document analysis with Bolt, it couldn't do it. I couldn't do it with Bolt. I did it easily with Lovable. It's amazing what I did. And then there's a Supabase. What's it still not doing the AI easily? I can wait.
Yeah, I mean, think about that time span just 2 months ago, right? You tried what was the hottest tool at the time, Bolt.new.
Yeah.
I mean, the space moves quickly. And now 2 months later, there's another tool that is the top full stack coding tool, especially for folks with a non-technical background where you really want something that handles the entire stack, the front end, the back end, the database and everything.
So I used to do coding little things script with a guy in Pakistan, I think. He was so pissed when I told him I had done something with ChatGPT. He wouldn't talk to me anymore. What a missed opportunity on his part. I don't want to be a developer. It was so long to end, because even if Lovable does so much and I'm not a technical guy, still I need to know what I want, which is part of the process of coding. So I learned a lot through.
Yeah, I recommend everybody, if they have an idea, to go through the process, because it forces you to clarify your vision and identify what is the core and what is all the unnecessary stuff that can wait for future versions. And so I totally recommend Lovable, even just to prototype like what the experience will be from start to finish. And then you could hand that off to a developer to build out the rest that's missing. And yeah, I do want to talk about Lovable for other folks out there who have an idea and maybe have been discouraged in the past trying to build it with AI tools. What is your advice to them now?
Subscribe. It's another $20 a month. You do one good thing, like, the little scripts I did here and there, instead of paying this guy, pays for my subscription to Claude. And what financial analysis I can do, Claude is better than ChatGPT. I still need an accountant, mind you. So Lovable. It's so easy. Take an account and soon you'll be blocked by too many requests. Wait 24 hours, $20 a month. You can stop the subscription when you found something nice. Maybe you'll need a pen and a paper, and thinking at a higher level than learning the Java or the...
Exactly. You can focus on the experience, like what the product is supposed to do and how it's supposed to serve its customers and users.
And in doing so, we still learn about the coding process, an aspect of the coding process. Do it. You have an idea? For us, for the app that I was so impressed about, it's not something that I would have someone else use. It's only a very specific analysis of one document, but it's so powerful. It lets me imagine what it'll be in 6 months. Who knows?
And that's a really interesting point. Yeah, because there's a lot of attention about building like customer facing tools. But I think I read a stat probably from Retool that the majority of coding apps today are actually internal tools for companies, just like little things you need for very specific use cases for your company.
So I don't know what will come, because we're not the only piano maintenance company. There's a lot to be computed, and analyzed or something. So now that the language is no issue, I haven't seen where I could be speaking in French, but you'd hear me in English.
That'll probably come next.
So the other thing, Piano-Technique Montréal, we work locally pianos, but I'm at work very much. But I can look at folks' pianos anywhere in the world, and I can tell a lot about your piano. If you have a piano, I know you have a piano.
It's not tuned.
Yeah. So you wondering what to do? Piano doesn't play well. Because I've been a teacher, I can help you sit at the piano correctly, right the position, help you find a piano tuner in your neighborhood. So that's a Zoom piano consultation. So people can go on Zoom piano consultation and reserve a spot with me. And it's much cheaper than having a person come at your house. So maybe I can leverage AI to promote this one side business. I'd love to be able to consult with people anywhere where I am in the world and help people with their piano. There's so much work to do.
It's a whole new world too. There's so many AI tools and possibilities for content creation. I would say like there's a lot of kind of pioneering use cases and crazy adoption in content creation because everyone in marketing wants to adopt the latest and greatest tools in order to stand out, share something new. And so, yeah, that's a whole other rabbit hole we can go down.
So we have a new assistant. She's 27. She just completed a master's in musicology. And we're expecting her to work on our marketing. Maybe she can use that. There's so much to learn. Apart from what everybody asks you, what is ChatGPT? How much does it cost? How do I subscribe?
Yeah, the top 3 questions I get. And then number 4 is, how do I become a millionaire with AI? That'd probably be right up there.
I think we have a great value with Piano-Technique Montréal. I think I can retire with a little bit of that value.
That's great. Yeah. I mean, it's amazing to build something that endures after you. In a way, I think that's much harder than building it and then exiting it, because it kind of stops at that moment.
Yeah, but I found a lot of pride in that. And that, of course, my children are older. They have their own family, and I have grandsons that are taller than me and more intelligent than me. That's transmission. So that's exciting. That's exciting. It's exciting now. The process is exciting. But also the thought of be able to look at something that was found to be of value to people. Of course,
I'm just curious, how does your family react to your use of AI? Are they avid users of ChatGPT as well?
I have a son. He works at the big power company here, Hydro-Québec. He's in charge now of introducing his colleagues to AI.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
It's fun to talk between us because we can learn from one another.
Yeah, you can trade notes like, hey, what's working, what's resonating, what examples are you using to illustrate different concepts?
Well, Benjamin works on a whole other level. It's a very, very big company, but there's lots of resistance. So it's interesting to see the resistance that he finds from people. I had participated in an email thread about how you go about evaluating a piano. A client asks you to go evaluate a piano in a piano shop. So different tuners, experienced tuners wrote, my attitude is this and my attitude is that. So I contributed something. My attitude is the client is your client who is hiring you though. So in a way, of course, I helped myself with ChatGPT to write my email. Furthermore, that it was in English. So the editor of the journal wrote me back, oh, that's an interesting view. You allowed us to use that in our next question and answer in the next journal. I said, yes, I'm glad that you do that. And by the way, I'm happy because I had written at the end of my message, this was done with the help of AI. So I said, I'm glad that even though it was done with the help of AI, you still find interest in there. He wrote me back, we think that what we expect from contributions is something more human and more sort of, I don't think she had realized it had been she. So in a way, it was agreed that it would be included in the question and answer, and that there's a little box where I explain the way I work with AI to do a tech. Furthermore, than I don't master English. And I haven't heard bad things about that. And I was asked to give this presentation in July. And here, what I did in Montreal for our local chapter, some people told me I was not interested in anything to do with AI, and I'm not a technical person. But after hearing you talk, there are fun things to do with AI. You can ask ChatGPT with the advanced vocal mode anything. I mean, not in the professional realm, it was a fun moment, this hour and a half where I had some more serious things to say about AI, but real time I could say, oh, this is a funny question. Let's ask ChatGPT. And so it's fun to see.
Yeah, and I like that approach to mix in kind of information education with just fun examples to keep it playful. I always try to recommend folks to approach learning AI with a playful mindset rather than trying to be super serious about it or fear that you're falling behind. Just start playing with the different tools, see what you can do, but have fun in the process.
It'll not be judgmental.
Mm-hmm.
You can ask stupid questions. It's fine with that. And also the tool can tell us how to use it real time. Is there something right about that? We can ask, I don't know what to do with you. What can I do? And it'll tell you, I want to do a multi-billion-dollar business. So it'll give you some pointer. There are free tools, what we can do with Notebook LM. That's fun. You give it a document and then you hear a podcast of two persons talking about it. That's impressive. People love it.
Yeah, it's a really fun thing to show as well because it's quite mind-blowing the result and how kind of realistic the podcast interview ends up sounding.
Yeah. So it's fun, and I use it every day. I'm trying to tell my team, try it every day. Sometimes I get, yeah, but I think it should be more human. No, try it and adjust it. And as for prompting, that's something fun I'm thinking about. Asking the right question is important with AI, but it's been important of all time. It's been important asking the questions. This is a Socratic philosophy, is asking questions. With asking questions, you will gain knowledge and understanding. In psychology today, many psychology therapy is asking questions. And now we're back to the most recent technology, and the important thing is asking the right questions.
One of the things that I love about AI is that it encourages you to ask more and more questions. You maybe start with a general question. I don't know anything about this. Where do I start? And then as you get deeper into it, you ask more specific questions, clearer questions, and it's you asking the questions, and it's a very interactive way to learn.
So you will not get lazy with ChatGPT. If you want something worthwhile, you'll work more, maybe just refining your thought. I have a friend, artist. He was a photographer. Now he's doing digital art. We started photography together. And now I told him about AI. He said, oh yes, that's interesting. Next week, he shows me his new art. So he uses AI and he started working with that. And he never worked so hard on a piece.
Really? Wow.
So
like, what was his impression? Yeah. What tools did he use? Do you know?
Well, he used Photoshop. They added an AI module. So now look what he does.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
That's not AI. That's, Visual doing that. So since he started working, his art has exploded with colors and imagination. So it's not true. You will not get lazy. It will not replace you if you use it as a tool, and it can bring you forward.
So we've talked about AI in music, AI as a small business owner. Even your kids are learning AI and teaching others at their big companies. Is there anything else you wanted to talk about before we wrap up the podcast?
It's fun. It's fun. Have fun. And also don't fear. Go ahead. Do it. Prompt engineering, it sounds a little scary, but you just ask, I'm this guy, I do this, I want this, and help me. You can ask ChatGPT for help. And thank you. Thank you for all your work.
I appreciate you. Yeah, this has been super interesting. And I feel terrible because my piano isn't tuned. So we moved here 2 years ago and we shipped our piano in a truck, and we haven't gotten around to tuning it yet.
Yeah. Well, if the piano is more in tune, it's more inspiring.
Yeah, definitely. Cool. So, as we wrap up, how can audience members find more about you and your company, Allan?
Allan Sutton, piano tuner, Montreal, Piano-Technique Montréal, Zoom piano consultation. Ask me to inspect your piano. I can look at the keys. You can tell me what the squeak of the pedal, and I can help you find a tuner, local tuner. Sometimes do a little bit yourself. I'm Allan Sutton.
Okay, awesome. Thanks so much for joining me on my podcast.
Thank you, Sabrina.